3.6, 3.2 earthquake near Odessa, Texas. We've had a tremendous amount of quake swarms in Texas near the New Mexico border. I just want to show you the condition of volcanoes in that area. Here we are at Sizemore, Berkeley, and this is our area of quake swarms in Texas. This is the latest one just at the border with New Mexico, and we know that here we have a super volcano of the Valles caldera right there. And what's happening there? We have a tremendous amount of activity. And this is it right here. They're still ongoing. This is just one of them. Light shaking event, Midland, Texas. But look at this. This is what I really was, I just saw this. I never saw this map, but this is on Volcano Discovery. I'll leave a link below for you. This is our quake swarms right here. And these are the volcanoes of New Mexico. Look at this, Utah, the peninsula here, West Coast. This one is Clear Lake Volcano. We have the Kosovo Volcanic Field, Mammoth Mountain, and we have, of course, Long Valley Caldera, which is another supervolcano. We have the magma going underneath in a Y shape, feeding the San Andreas, Walker Lake Fall System, high threat volcanoes of California, and the other branch towards the east goes under Utah and feeds up into Yellowstone right here, and goes west into Idaho, craters of the moon, Shoshone, and all these fields here. But this is the area that we had the tremendous amount of earthquakes lately. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Valles Caldera right there. And let's go into this beautiful side here, the supervolcanoes in the continental United States. These giants below the crust showed the Earth just how powerful some built-up pressure with no way to distress can affect their surroundings. This is, of course, a picture of Yellowstone, one of the geysers. Yellowstone right here, number 1. One of the 21 supervolcanoes of the world. Number 2, we go to Long Valley Caldera of California, which is, of course, inflating. I put up a video on Yellowstone yesterday. It's inflating. The area around the Hebgen Lake is inflating, as we saw from the GPS geodesy. Long Valley is inflating. Then we go to number 3, which is the Valles Caldera of New Mexico. This is where our earthquakes in the swarms have been taking place the past few days. Of course, Mount St. Helens is there. They have it here as a supervolcano, but we have a lot of volcanoes there, Washington and Oregon. There are around 1,500 currently active volcanoes around the world, even more lying dormant or extinct, and from those 1,500 volcanoes, there are 7 that have erupted at some point in time so violently it's been placed as a magnitude 8 VEI eruption, the largest it could be, and these 7 earth giants are known as supervolcanoes as defined by USGS. A supervolcano must have an eruptive magnitude of 8 on the Volcano Explosivity Index VEI, meaning that more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of material erupts from the magma-filled tower. When that much magma spills out, a circular-shaped collapse feature called the caldera is formed above where magma is stored. 3 of the 7 supervolcanoes are located in the continental United States. They are Yellowstone, Long Valley Caldera, and the Valles Caldera. And the most well-known is Yellowstone, of course. The volcano reaches much farther below the surface in the asthenosphere as far as bordering state of Idaho through hotspots. Its largest eruption was in the Island Park caldera, Idaho, around 2.1 million years ago. It spewed 2,450 cubic kilometers of material into the air, which can be found as far east as Mississippi. Yellowstone's Earth Giant erupted two more notable times, 1.3 million years ago and 640,000 years ago. These are all super eruptions, throwing volcanic particles 280 and 1,000 cubic kilometers away. One of those hotspots is the highest volcanic field, which probably erupted 4 times between 6.6 and 4.5 million years ago. The first 3 between 6.6 and 4.6 million years, launched around a combination of 2,250 cubic kilometers. At least one 4.5 million years ago launched about 1,800 cubic kilometers into the asthenosphere. This is, of course, a nice picture of Long Valley Caldera in California. That's also inflating. And the California Long Valley, around 700,000 years ago, was the last super eruption with 580 cubic kilometers into the air. This is the Valles Caldera, New Mexico. Classified as a supervolcano, located in northern New Mexico, is the oldest of the 3 supervolcanoes in the U.S., but it did not erupt until 1.25 million years ago. That was close to the 1.3 million years ago eruption of Yellowstone, isn't it? It puts it in the supervolcano category, 400 cubic kilometers of volcanic material, which is made of water vapor, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and sulfur dioxide. And this toxic plume not only traveled for miles through the air, but eruptions can also release gas into the nearby soil and groundwater. If there is water system nearby, both the wildlife and cities could, of course, face water, food, and air concerns based on the amount of chemicals that are released from the eruptions. Mount St. Helens, supervolcano area known as La Garita. Mount St. Helens and its largest eruption we had lately, May 18, 1980. That launched 400 cubic kilometers into the air. Without the technology we possess today, 57 people lost their lives there in the surrounding area, along with the destruction of nearby forests, roads, and bridges. Roughly 28 million years ago, La Garita in Colorado blew its top in one of the most explosive eruptions ever recorded. There was about 5,000 cubic kilometers of volcanic devastation that came from inside the beast, resulting in more devastation in the area. The explosion was so intense, its center collapsed under extreme force. The ash was carried over 100 miles in all directions, severely affecting, of course, wildlife within the radius. That's 28 million years ago. With enough ash thrown into the air at the time, the ash can block out the sun, cool surface temperatures, affecting vegetation and animals that cannot adapt quickly. An explosion of this magnitude would affect the asthenosphere, lithosphere, biospheres, of course, and atmosphere all at once. Some might describe as a cataclysmic event. La Garita is no longer considered a volcano and is instead now a supervolcano area, which is why the USGS has not granted the rank of supervolcano. And these are from various references, USGS, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Wikipedia. So these are some of the supervolcanoes in the area. I didn't know Mount St. Helens was part of a supervolcano complex, but yes, it is. Okay, the La Garita. So please be careful, all of you there on the West Coast. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.